But the only thing with, posting and helping other people, it comes with, there's always a positive side, but it also comes with a negative side, which is hate. Some people, they see you and you see you helping other people, and they get triggered. So how do you like cope with hate, and how do you deal with it as a person?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I don't think I deal with it perfectly. I think it's always difficult, but it's most of the time it's just like the odd comment. Someone says something, and you just got to understand that they're trying to get attention from you. They want your energy basically. And I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I reply and try and be clever, like, "Oh yeah, you're not good either," or something. But in reality, you just sort of got to let it go and understand that it's not really that personal. Most of the time people just have their own insecurities they're trying to project onto you, and you've just got to understand that it's part of life. And if there's no hardship, then everyone would have a YouTube channel, everyone would be doing Instagram tips. Like, it's because it's sort of a weird thing to do, and it is weird. Like, I probably look back on this in 5 years and be like, yeah, maybe that was a bit weird, but it's just starting and doing something. You learn this stuff along the way. And even Jack Hopkins said once, he was like, when he started doing, like, he used to do credit card tips on how to boost your credit score. And he said, like, at the time his friends would just like rinse him for it, like, why no one cares about your credit score. But then that builds up the skill of teaching people, and now he teaches people how to be elite people. And yes, it's great.
Yeah, man, it definitely, bro. There's like always two sides of the story. There's always the benefits, you're helping people, you're getting your name out there, but it always comes with hate, no matter what. Especially if you're at a higher point than most people, you're going to receive hate because people, they're lower than you, and they're jealous, and most of the time they actually don't like themselves, so they project that like negative energy onto you to try and bring you back down, because not only like are they insecure about themselves, most of the time they're pretty jealous of what you're doing, and they admire you, but they also like dislike that you're doing better than them. And some people, like, they just don't have the humility to just realize that they're in the wrong, and that they're the person who's below you, so they just hate on you for literally most of the time. It's just literally the smallest reasons as well. And yeah, like, you never hear a millionaire hating on someone who's starting a business, do you?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
because like it's
Can I
always,
say?
yeah, go on then.
Oh yeah, sorry. But I remember when I first saw your video, I was thinking like, part of me, the sort of Jeffrey brain, if it were, was like, nah, this guy's, how is he doing better than me? And then like sort of want to hate, but then I realized at the same time, okay, that's an emotion, but I can sort of block that out and realize that, okay, this guy could actually be a good friend of mine. Maybe we should connect, and blah blah blah. But yeah, if I tried to just stimulate my brain and try and just bring you down to my level, then I would never have improved myself. Then instead, you can work together and both people can improve, and that's the way to go.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because I mean, obviously, I could still say that for myself. Say I see someone who's my age and they're doing like big numbers in money. They're doing like what, 40, 50,000 pounds a month. I see that, and I feel jealous. I'm like, oh wow, this person's doing so much better than me. And I've worked so hard, but I'm still nowhere near that level. But you just got to realize that you don't use that to hate on them and try and bring them down. Use that energy inside of you to like improve yourself, to project you forward, to try and catch up. Because life is a race. Everything in life is a race, and you're competing against absolutely everyone. So it's just about, where are you in that race? Are you falling behind, or are you sprinting at the front? Because majority of the time you're somewhat in the middle. You just got to always keep going to try and project yourself to be the number one. But most people, they don't see that, they don't realize that, and they think, I need to hate on this person to try and like pull him back. But most of the time it doesn't work, and it just you're just procrastinating that's doing this work in your brain. And just hating on people, like, it's not going to get you anywhere, and you are definitely just stimulating your brain, because there's no reason to hate on someone who else is on the grind. And it's just all that negative emotion, you're just trying to keep stimulating it to feel a little bit better about yourself, but you're not, because you're just procrastinating.
Exactly, and I think Iman even talked about it. Iman Gadji was saying he's not really a good person for people to compare themselves with, because the reason why he's so successful at such a young age is because he had like family issues, like he had issues with his father, and like very difficult circumstances, which most people who are in his position probably end up like very poor or drug addict or I don't know, something really bad. But it's easy to look at Iman Gaji, 23, living in Dubai, and be like, oh, I wish that was my life. But no one actually sees the difficulties that went into that. And we can obviously use the example of Farhan, the guy who's smashing it right now. He's 14, doing very well. But obviously, I think he started business like when he was 12. So he's technically been in the game for 2 years. I've hardly even started. So you can obviously draw inspiration from other people, but you shouldn't really try and be like them. You should understand that everyone's got their own unique story, and while you can draw inspiration from them, don't try and copy them for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also one of the saddest things that I see is like when there's somebody with a lot of potential in school, and that there are a lot of guys out there with a lot of potential, even in our group, even in Next Gen, there are a lot of guys with heaps of potential who can really put out unique value to the world. But then some of these people are scared of criticism they'll get from it can even be their friends sometimes, which is the worst thing. And then it just completely restricts them from actually going out and doing something. And I think, honestly, when I see that, I also see my old self there, which is why it saddens me a lot. Because I used to be the same. Like, I always wanted to do YouTube, but I never did it, like, at this age, because I was just scared of what people would think. I always wanted to do what I'm doing now, go on a podcast and speak, like, my actual mind, and so people can understand me, but I was always scared. So when I see people like that now, it's just, like, really upsets me. And if anyone's like that, like, if anyone's watching this, then, like, take it from me, take it from all of us here, that you're going to do so much better, you're going to feel so much better about yourself when you actually put yourself out there. And I said this last week, and I'll say it again, but all that hate, even if you get hate, all that hate it'll cancel out when you get that message from that one person who says, "You've changed my life, bro, thank you." And that will literally make everything seem fine. So just wait for that. If you're starting out, wait for that, because it literally means the world to you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because obviously, when you're posting something which you genuinely believe in, you're getting so many hate comments, you're getting people, they're criticizing you, they're making you seem like a fool. You just, it does definitely suck, and it definitely does, like, hurt you. But you just got to have the, like, mental capacity to realize that these people, they're just doing this because they feel shit about themselves. And you're at a very better position than them in life. But the people, they just don't realize that everyone has gone through hardship to get to the position where they are. Most people, they haven't just been given life to them on a plate.